That's John Johnston. 28-23, Nebraska lost to Purdue. Fire Scott Frost. That's it. I tweeted something to that effect about 9 minutes left in the game because you could look at this team and tell that they were done. Defense lost its fire, and do you blame them? You had a quarterback that's turned the ball over 4 times, that he still sees the field. You have an offense that goes mashing down the field with Jacques Yant, and then Yant doesn't, he gets 2 more carries in the game after that? This isn't about Adrian Martinez. I know a lot of you want to put all the blame on Adrian Martinez, but this is about a coach and a team that have more talent than the rest of the Big Ten West, but yet are going to finish at the bottom of that division, and it's the worst division in Power 5 football. You had a year in which you had other teams that they're just not good teams in the Big Ten West. We saw Iowa get beat by Wisconsin. We've seen Iowa not score at all in their last 2 games. Why? Because they're not a good team. And Nebraska is at the bottom of a bunch of really not very good teams. You could say Minnesota maybe because they're going to win the West, probably. And they're down to their 4th-string running back. Why? Because that guy knows what he's doing on offense and he knows how to coach. Scott Frost, what do we got for an offense? It's not about Adrian Martinez and bad decisions. It's not about him throwing the ball awkwardly on an interception. It's about having an offense that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. There's nothing to tie it all together. There's nothing in that offense that says, here's the plays we're going to run. They're going to make yardage. We have guys open all over the field, and we don't hit them. And we don't know what we're doing. And it's the 4th year of this shit. And it's another 1-score game, which is kind of like a joke by God now. So I don't... Is there improvement in this? Do you see improvement? I say that when I do these videos, I like to be more of a discussion than me just standing up here pontificating. But whatever improvement there was after the Michigan game is shit down the toilet now. And this needs to end. And it needs to end because of this. We're not going anywhere here. We're not getting better here. The defense is a lot better than it used to be. The offense is just a discombobulated bucket of shit. Figure out what you want to do. Better yet, figure out what you want to do some fucking where else. And this is a big issue because right now, Nebraska, Purdue is very beatable. Purdue is not a very good team. Their defense, like I've said this in the preview videos, this was a very winnable game, but we didn't win it. Why? Well, because we suck. And our coach sucks, especially our head coach, and he needs to be done now. I want to ask you a very direct question. If there's no changes in this coaching staff and Adrian Martinez returns next year, are you going to buy tickets? That's number one. If there is no change in this coaching staff and we have a different quarterback, are you going to buy tickets? If there's a change in this coaching staff, would you have any hope for the future? And I know there's who's going to come coach in Nebraska. I already did a video on that earlier. We can get candidates to come to Nebraska because we have a really good athletic department. And I don't think we need some over-the-top big name. We just need a guy that knows how to coach and recruit. And we went for the Savior Boy hire. Savior Boy doesn't know what he's doing at this level. I think that's pretty clear. I would love to hear from people who think I'm wrong. There's obviously a lot of people that are still of the, he needs more time. He's got a 7-year contract and he needs more time. More time to what? Be fucking average? You know, if you look at next year's schedule, it's a very easy schedule compared to this year. 5 of the first 6 home games. And we don't play on Ohio State. We play Michigan. We don't play a lot of tough teams. So even an average coach like Scott Frost could actually probably win games. So what do you want to do? Have Scott Frost be a good coach next season with a really easy schedule compared to this one so you can go, look, he's better. Maybe we should keep him now. Or do you want to have another coach who is probably could be anybody, I don't know, a fence post, and have him start his program out good. And I'm voting for the second option because right now, I know that people were leaving Memorial Stadium in droves early in the game. And the reason why I think most Nebraska fans look at this team and they know what they're looking at. They're looking at a team that's done for this season. And that's really a shame because we have a lot of really good players and a lot of good players that are fun to watch and fun to root for. And we have a coaching staff that can't pull their head out of their ass and figure out how to win games. Adrian Martinez, what, 4 interceptions, 4 turnovers? Yeah, 4 interceptions. Still never saw Logan Smothers. That's not Adrian's fault that he doesn't get yanked. You know, the dumb plays are his fault. But let me ask you something else. You got Bryce Benhart starting at right tackle, apparently because you couldn't find a warm body to be there. Adrian Martinez has got to know that Bryce Benhart doesn't block for shit. And yet he makes no compensation to go, I know pressure is going to come from this side very early because Bryce can't fucking block a paper towel. But he makes no compensation for it. And maybe the reason is because his left tackle is only slightly better. I don't know. You tell me. I got all sorts of questions, and Scott Frost has no fucking answers. What else to say about this game? Not much. Other than we ran the ball, and then we decided we shit our pants and pass a lot. And in the first half, the defense came out, and they looked flat, and they didn't look terrible, but they looked flat and lacking energy. Second half comes out, the energy in the defense is obvious for a while until they realize, well, it's just another game with this fucking quarterback that makes the shittiest decisions possible and a coach that won't do anything about it, and you lose faith. And you could see it in the defense toward the end of the game. From about 10 minutes on, honestly, you could just see that they just were like, oh, whatever. In the offense, you could kind of see the same thing. Yeah, okay. And you're done. It's done. You keep this lingering on for another year. Or we could just be done with it and go find another coach. And don't give me this shit about who's going to come to Nebraska. Like what? I've already said that bit. Now I'm rambling. I would really like to hear everybody's thoughts on this game and about firing Scott Frost because I think it's time. I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to do it. I know people have this idea that Trev Alberts was hired because he's experienced and he's cut nuts before and he can do it this time. I don't have that much faith in that. I just feel like there's a giant 90s party going on at the athletic department. Nobody wants it to end. So they just bring back this guy that doesn't know what he's doing. And we'll all pretend that we're happy to have him back next year and the stadium will be 1/3 full, except for kids. There'll probably be 80,000 children there. And the sellout streak will die, and the entire offseason will be spent in malaise, except for the fact that Nebraska basketball plays against Colorado in a charity game tomorrow, which is free on BTN+. And that season looks like it could be very interesting. So we have a men's basketball team to watch. We have volleyball. And then after that, we have baseball. And we can forget all about this shitty football program. If there's one good thing about Scott Frost, it's that he can't destroy our good reputation for traveling for bowl games. Because we don't go to any. Yeah, how's that? That's good news. I think I'm done. Fuck everything. There is no hope. Go Big Red.